And we are back with another Notary Hacks, this time mobile office edition, out in Phoenix, Arizona with the one and only signing agent, Elisa. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for allowing us to open up your car and showing how you built your office. Everyone always asks, how do you keep your office equipment cool and not have it melt and malfunction? I figure there is no better place in America than asking a mobile office signing agent in Phoenix, Arizona. She has an amazing hack on how she keeps all this equipment cool, because how hot does it get in the middle of summer here in Phoenix?
Well into the hundreds.
Hundreds. Right now it's 95 right now. I'm like, my glasses are coming off my face because it's so hot, but I can only imagine middle of summer how hot it gets here. So she's gonna show us exactly how she keeps it cool. So this is all about you and showing off what you did so other notaries can copy what you've built. So let's start off with just kind of how you set up your setup, how you use it, before we get into how you built it. So why don't you take it away? Before we get started, how much money did you make as a mobile notary?
Around $4,700.
And the reason I asked that, not only to show off how awesome you are, but I really want a new notary to understand that you really don't have to do this. This is more of a nice to have than a need to have. Would you also agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. And you can always slowly build your mobile office. You don't have to have everything at once.
And quick tease, if you stay until the third segment, the best hack is how she keeps this cool. Let's show everybody how you've built out your system, your mobile office. Take it away.
All right, perfect.
So the setup is you utilize the back passenger seat as your office space.
Yep, that's my
So the back passenger seat is where you do everything.
Yes.
So everything is built around the back passenger seat. So there she goes, that's how she scans her docs. Now, let's take a step out and show everybody how you print your docs.
Yes. So this cabinet, which you can unlock, is what holds my printer. Typically, I will have the seat a little bit back more to where it's holding.
Yeah, you have what looks like a Surface Pro.
Yep, let's do this right now. So I do have the Microsoft Surface Pro. It also doubles into a tablet. So for any e-signs, you can actually just remove it.
And this is what you would literally do if you had loan docs you had to print.
Yes.
Okay, cool. How are you connecting to Wi-Fi? How are you connecting as a cellular service? Can you show everybody what you're doing?
So I have a Verizon hotspot that I keep with me at all times.
And then what does that Verizon hotspot cost? Because I think some previous ones we've had students use like their mobile phone. So is there a reason why you use a hotspot, use your mobile phone as your source of a connection?
I always like having backup. So I do have my phone, which I can use for the internet there as well. But just in case, especially when you get to those very rural areas, I like having this because sometimes one may not work.
Oh, I hope everybody heard that.
Have a backup.
What is the cost of the mobile hotspot per month?
Mine is only about $25.
Yeah, $25 a month. Did the actual mobile hotspot cost the money to purchase?
I think there was a small fee to activate it, but honestly, I noticed with Verizon, when I said I was going to be using for a business, they really do kind of help small business owners, in my opinion, and they were able to waive a lot of things.
The whole entire mobile office list will be in the description below.
Perfect.
You connect to the Wi-Fi. If that's not working, you use your cell, vice versa. You're on a Surface tablet, you jump in and you print.
Right.
Are you gonna try to print right now?
Yes.
Look at this.
Just to let you know though, the only time I really need to use the hotspot for the internet is if I need to download the documents. Learned from Derek to get the USB connector. So I actually have the USB connector from my laptop to my printer. It's been a game changer. I no longer have to wait 3 to 5 minutes for it to possibly go through wireless connection.
What I love about this is you learned from another mobile office notary hacks, and now you're paying that information forward. So this is pointed out one more time, because these brothers sometimes are Wi-Fi capable. They use Bluetooth connection, and sometimes it's shoddy at best. So hardwiring from a USB directly to it is the most efficient way of making sure that the printer talks to the tablet or the printer talks to the actual laptop itself. So love that, Derek. Shout out to Derek. If you haven't seen his mobile office, check out his. This is awesome too. But let's keep going. A mobile office is a game changer, because if you get docs, you're on the road and a signing service or an escrow officer is like, can you do a 5 o'clock, and you're on the road at 4 o'clock? Like, that's the benefit. She literally parks at a Jack in the Box parking lot, gets in the back seat like you see her right now, and bada boom, she goes up. So again, don't feel the pressure to do this as a new signing agent. We're gonna talk about it in the third segment, how she's kind of created it, how it's gotten to this point.
Now, I know this space seems a little small, but I can print a full loan package, even up to 150 pages without this being an issue to grab them.
The scanner also attaches to your hotspot to wire that as well?
Actually, I do prefer now to use a USB with it. Everything now is USB since I saw that video with Derek, and everything just runs so much smoothly and quickly.
So use that feedback from her and Derek. She hardwires the USB from her laptop to her scanner to the printer. Might take all but 4 more seconds.
Exactly.
But it's definitely more efficient. So let's show everybody kind of what you've built. She's created a full-on cubby printer combo, so she's gonna talk about what she has in here, why she has it. So let's just kind of start from the top. What is this bad boy?
So because I have this cabinet and it locks, I am now allowed to focus on just the essentials that I need for each signing. So I no longer need a notary bag. So the only thing I need here, I always have a journal. That way I have a smooth surface to sign on and to stamp, because I know sometimes with clients' tables, they have that rough texture and that's not good. So notepad on the bottom, my notary journal. Here, all I need is my stamp and the pens I need for
Oh my
signing.
gosh. When you have a mobile office, a lot of things that used to be in your notary bag now just sits outside. Maybe it's extra acknowledgements. It's all now kind of outside, so you need an extra acknowledgement. Jump in one of these cubbies, which we're gonna cover in a second, but it really helps eliminate this idea that you need a big tote bag to carry in and out everywhere.
This is able to eliminate all that.
Love it. So let's talk about your cubbies. What's inside each cubby?
So on the very bottom right here, I always make sure that I have 2 reams of legal size and letter size. And then I also always ensure my printer trays are full. That way I at least have enough for 2 additional signings on the road. And then right above that in these 2 cubbies, I'm weird, I have to be very organized. So I separated the legal size and letter size shipping supplies. So I have cardboard, I have the poly packs from both UPS, FedEx, and then on this top one's more miscellaneous. Like I have my clipboard in case it's needed.
You say in case it's needed. What would the clipboard be needed for?
So let's just say we need a sign from the back of my vehicle. I can have somebody here. I can be stamping on this side and just having that flat surface.
What's really cool is some signing agents will have a full-blown table and do out, but you just utilize the clipboard. And what I think is cool about your cubby, it also dubs as a table as well.
Yes.
So the clipboard is sometimes as a notary signing agent, you'll sign in a McDonald's parking lot or right outside their office on break. So you always want to be prepared. Want to make sure you guys catch that.
And it's higher, so my signers aren't like this.
That's right.
That's what's very important to me.
Right.
So. And then of course, if I do have additional signings, I want to be able to separate it. Always have extra certificates. So I have my jurats, my acknowledgement stuff for credible witness. So I have about 10 of each one.
I love it.
With me at
I'm
all
gonna do
times.
a shameless plug.
And of course,
this is conference only merchandise, but this is literally why I gave it at conference. So it's really cool to see you actually use it. Is there any last items on kind of how you use it as a signing agent before we get into the actual setup of the mobile office?
use-wise for my notary stuff, nope, I think we have it all covered.
So let's talk about how you built this thing.
Me and my dad and my 3-year-old nephew, who's our little assistant, we actually built this at my parents' backyard.
And I mention that because I think people feel like they need to spend $1 million and they go on Amazon, go on IKEA, trying to find things.
So much more expensive.
Yes, and how much you spend on raw materials on this?
I want to say anywhere between $160 to $180.
And I think the best part about this mobile hacks is you don't need to go out and spend $1 trillion on this, right? You can build it yourself.
Yes.
I mean, you can still see where you have the caulk, where you have the nails.
It doesn't need to be pretty, it just needs to work.
That's right, and that's what I'm trying to show people.
Yes.
I think people overthink these, and I think this is all utility, it's cost effective, but let's show people how this is powered. Technology has advanced over the past few years. I think what you've created is a very modern way of using a power source, so let's dive into that right now. There's multiple ways to charge a generator, or excuse me, to charge a printer, scanner in a mobile office. One is hardwiring your electricity directly to the battery itself. Usually you have to hire someone to do that, to go in your car, rip up your dash, your floorboard, and hire it to, and wire it directly to the battery. The second way, which is the most cost-effective before the technology caught up, what you've done, because I think what you've done is the most safest and cost-effective way of powering a mobile office, and that is actually having an old school battery plus an inverter, but you had to literally take a a car battery, tie it down, and there's obvious safety issues with that. But what you've done is you have gotten one of these bad boys. So talk about this real quick and why you love this thing, because this is just a portable battery.
Yes. So one thing I like, especially if I ever have an signing at night, there's actually a battery right here, or a light that I can turn on. The real reason I love this is because once you charge it, and you can either charge it into an outlet in your home, or they actually do have solar panels for that. The battery life, I probably only have to charge it once a week. This is where I power my scanner, it's where I power my printer, and then if I need to charge up my laptop or my phone along the way, everything is right there.
This is actually a camping generator. That's why it has solar panels.
Yes.
So what's really cool about mobile offices, and even being a mobile signing agent, a lot of things they develop for like to power electricity at camps. When you're camping, you can also power electricity to equipment like this. So this is a Jackery. There's a bunch of different brands out there. This is probably the most common, popular brand, the Jackery. These come in different sizes. Now, what I love about this too is you can obviously see there's 3 outlets, so you can plug in a scanner, your dual tray printer,
my laptop,
thank you, whatever you want. Then you have USB-Cs. So man, I love it. And again, I feel like currently this is the safest way to build out it. You don't see all the different wires, like an inverter to the battery, negative. I mean, this is perfect.
These are silicone stoppers that I bought on Amazon. I just have to put it on the sides, and this will actually hold everything in place. And I can pick up the equipment, that way there's a little bit of space. So
notice what she did right there. She put those Amazon rubber things underneath the scanner, so it doesn't move, underneath the Jackery, and then also the printer is sitting on those.
So that will stop everything, and of course, just to have a little bit of extra protection from the cabinet not moving as well, we just get everything locked right here. So when I'm inside my client's house, I can lock everything up.
More importantly, frankly, is the protection of you while you're driving. I mean, if you get in a car accident, you want to make sure nothing's flying around, and so you put those inside the cubbies on rubber stoppers, because you did the same thing over here. So this doesn't roll around in the back seat when she's driving. She put rubbers on the bottom, if you can see here on 4. So you've done a really good job to ensure that this doesn't roll around as much as it can.
So one extra thing that I do to keep the cabinet itself in place, from the back of this, we actually have about 3 holes on there, and then there's a metal latch on the vehicle. So that gives it extra security from not being stolen, and then it also will not move around.
Oh my gosh, this is my favorite part of the video, because this is the hack of all hacks. How do you keep your equipment from melting? Literally in Phoenix, that's a very true statement. How do you keep your drum from not overheating and actually use your printer when it's time to use your printer? And this is the hack. So what are we looking at? It looks like a cooler, but talk to everyone. This is the hack. So this keeps your entire office cool when it's not running. If you're inside an appointment, you turn this on. What are we looking at here?
So this is the mobile AC cooler by the company IC Breeze.
It's funny what geeks out the notary community, because like I'm super geeked. Like I never knew this existed. Everybody always asks, how do you keep your car cool? I didn't know they had mobile air conditioning units. We're gonna put a link to everything in the description below. So if you do want one of these things, you know exactly where to get it, but let's show them how this thing works.
Yes, I'm very excited about this. So we do have the battery up here. So just to show you what that looks like.
So that powers it while you're in your appointment or whatever you're doing. Perfect.
And I charge it at home. I use this so much during the summer, it has to be charged almost daily.
Perfect.
All you gotta do is open it up. And I already have some ice in here. And of course, you always wanna make sure the plug down here on this side is always closed, because we do need to put a little bit of water. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it from here. It's on this side, but there's a line right here that says minimum water fill. So it's right here, right under the little corkscrew. So all you have to do when you're leaving your house, do not fill this up, because when you're driving, you're gonna have your AC, you're gonna have your vehicle on, you're gonna have the AC on, so this is not gonna melt quickly at all. So only add a little bit of water. All right, so we're just gonna close it, and then depending on which way I wanna place it, you just come over here. They have 3 settings, so there's low, medium, and high.
Let it rip.
So we'll go to high right now.
I mean, it's as easy as battery on, ice, water, hit start. This is actually the vent, just like you do in a car vent. Now, let me turn this off because there's another little hack that she has. As most mobile notaries, you bag up your own lunch. So what does this also dub as for your lunch?
Oh, you can throw in bottled water, you can throw in food as well.
So she uses this as a cooler for her own food. So, you know, throughout the day, she keeps it in here, keeps her food cold. I mean, then it actually dubs as a cooler. So the little hack is you can actually use this as a cooler. Now, when that machine's actually running, I would probably remove this.
Yes.
But while the machine's off, this 100% acts like a cooler.
Yeah.
Incredible. So you actually have an attachment I want everybody to see. This attachment, I'm guessing, comes from IC?
Yes.
Okay.
So this together was about $60. It's 3 pieces. So this is the first one, this is the second one, and then the attachment.
Well, you beat me to it. So the attachment's $60.
Yes.
What does this unit cost?
That, I believe it's a little over $300 when I bought it.
You're out $400 more or less with tax. And then how much does ice cost if people are buying ice from the store? A bag of ice that has to be, what, $2.50, $3?
I want to say about $2-3.
Again, you're in Phoenix, it's 118 degrees.
Yes.
So let's just kind of show people how this works. Okay, so where do you put that attachment?
Right. And then also, if I'm ever working from the inside of my vehicle, it's enough power to even keep me cold.
And now it's a 2 exit, and now you can put this in. What I think is cool is that you can shape the direction of it, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a little concerned about your product specifically, you can almost bend it directly to the printer, and you have 2 of them, so then you can put this other one directly towards your printer. So I love it. Now you legitimately use this.
Yes.
And this legitimately has kept all your equipment cold enough, and cold enough from the standpoint of it's not breaking.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, we're not trying to get the whole thing down to 50 degrees. The goal is you've invested $1,000 into your mobile office, or whatever the number is. You want to make sure that equipment doesn't fail, and so this keeps it cold enough to make sure the equipment doesn't fail. How many summers have you used this? Is this a newer addition to your mobile office?
No, I want to say I've had this since, I believe, 2021.
So this has been
2 summers.
2 summers. So she is literally saying 2 summers, 118 degrees, no hotter place in America outside of Death Valley. But this legitimately works. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. And that's a wrap. E, give it up, girl. Oh my gosh. All the way in Arizona for giving us your mobile notary hacks. Thank you again for your time. Is there anything that you want to wrap up with? Anything about the mobile office in conclusion that you just want to kind of share with the audience right now?
Yes, so to all the new notaries out there, this is not something you may need up front. It's really going to be based off of your individual goals and even the time that you set for those goals. If you know you want to start out slowly, you can start building your mobile notary, but you could start off slowly.
I love it.
So don't feel so pressured to absolutely have this. Just kind of get a feel of what your workload is going to be. And then again, just slowly start building it.
Oh my God, I'm gonna do this one more time. This is the hack of all hacks. I mean, whether you're in Northern California, Florida, wherever it gets hot, I mean, who knew there was literally a portable air conditioner, and there's no exhaust because it's not running with Freon. What basically this machine is doing is just taking the cold air out of the water and putting it into it. So some of you guys are like, where's the exhaust? It's not running off of Freon, it's running off of cold ice water.
No humidity. That's the important thing there, no humidity.
Wow, I love that last piece, because some of you guys are probably gonna ask, well, what about the humidity to ruin my electronics?
Nope.
There's zero. It's just blowing the cold air from this and into the car itself. But man, I am so excited. Thank you again for literally opening up your trunk to the entire LSS Nation. For the exact list on equipment list that she used to build this beautiful mobile office, simply click the link below. And to get more mobile hacks and mobile notary tricks on how to build a mobile signing agent business, subscribe to this channel and let's go.